Hey, what's up? This is Cody the Coin Raptor, and welcome to my channel. I'm here to provide you the best crypto news that I can and crypto content. So first, we're going to start off with the Bitcoin chart, just like we did with yesterday. So yesterday, I drew out this pattern here, this bear flag pattern, and we see it basically played out how we thought it would. So it slipped out of this channel here, and then from there, it made a series of lows and another series of lows. And right now, it's hugging just under 20,000. And Bitcoin needs to hold this 20,000 level if we are to see a bottom. If it doesn't hold this 20,000 level, we could go and revisit those previous lows that we had seen at about 16, 17,000 or so. And then if that happens, then I'll tell you about where I will find the next levels of support. But this bearish flag played out exactly as I thought it would. It came down. I expect that it's going to probably keep falling and not hold this 20,000 mark because there's just so much macroeconomic factors that go into Bitcoin and crypto right now. And I don't think we're done yet seeing the selling happen. But I'll be watching all these things. I'll be looking and seeing if there's any sort of reversal or anything. So if you guys just make sure you follow me on Twitter, I'll put that information on Twitter. And if it can get a reversal here, what you want to see is a series of higher highs. And again, we had higher highs here, but then it broke down. So if it keeps continuing and moving and higher and going higher and higher and higher, that would be a very positive, possibly a reversal pattern being made there. If you take a look at the RSI here at the bottom, the relative strength index, and the RSI can tell you whether or not something is oversold or overbought. And I like to look at the daily here for this. So looking down here, this yellow line here is just like a moving average, and then you have the purple line here, which is the actual value. Right now it sits at about a 27 or so. So we are still very much oversold. However, not as oversold as where we were back on the 18th over the weekend. This went all the way down to approximately 20 or so. So I'll be looking to see if we get another move down, we could potentially go and revisit this low at about 20. And I think that's a good buying opportunity potentially. And I'd like to buy Bitcoin at that level too. But I'll let you guys know what I wind up doing again on my Twitter. But right now it's oversold, but it doesn't mean it can't be even more oversold because the market is being extremely irrational right now. All right, let's look at Ethereum. You look at Ethereum, the Ethereum RSI right now is 26, right over here, 26. And it's been as low as 19. So again, we need to make sure if you're bullish on Ethereum, it needs to hold these levels at about 1,000 or so. That's psychological support, that 1,000 range, just like 20,000 is for Bitcoin. And then it needs to rebound upwards, and it needs to break the resistance at about 1,200. But I think what we're going to do is on ETH, there's going to be a lot of downward pressure, a lot of selling pressure, and it might even come down and retest these lows here at 900. And then we'll see if it breaks through. I'll make sure I'll let you guys know. The other alternative option would be with Bitcoin and ETH, they both trade sideways for a little bit and they consolidate down here like what we saw previously. Before this last possible drop here, you had both Bitcoin and Ethereum trading in this channel here, and they just went sideways the whole time. So, I mean, that's a possibility too. It's probably more likely that it'll go sideways than it will break through this support level at 900. But anything can happen at this point, and it could definitely become more oversold. So I wouldn't necessarily count on any specific support to provide a bottom just yet. We haven't seen. I have yet to see any sort of bottoming signal. There's a lot of red candles in the daily, and a lot of these wicks going up mean that a lot of the sellers are coming in and they're just demolishing any sort of attempt to push through these resistance levels up here. So I'll be watching that stuff. Follow me on Twitter for the latest updates. And then if we go over here to the DXY, the dollar index, which is again going to be measuring currencies to the dollar. So it's like the euro and the Japanese yen and some other ones. This trades inversely to Bitcoin, and you can see right here it's starting to narrow. It's starting to get this sideways pennant going on here. And what I would expect that it's either going to break out to the upside or it's going to fall to the downside. But the way things have been going, I think it's probably going to wind up breaking out and making a higher high. I could see potentially coming back up here at the next level, 106, 107, maybe something like that, and then pulling back from that point. Okay, now let's talk about some of our crypto news. First off, we're starting with billionaire Sam Bankman-Fried. We've been talking about him quite a bit. He has decided to bail out these embattled crypto firms BlockFi and Voyager. So they FTX, Sam Bankman-Fried, that's his crypto exchange, agreed to provide crypto lender BlockFi with $250 million revolving credit facility. I think we've already talked about this previously. However, what's new here is that we have this a new quantitative trading firm, Alameda, has committed $500 million in financing to Voyager Digital, which is another crypto brokerage. And Voyager Digital is a publicly traded company, and they had a massive hit today. They were down 50, 60% or so in one day because investors realized that they were in danger of potential insolvency. But so Sam Bankman-Fried has come in. He's offered them a $500 million in financing to help prop up their institution to make sure that they stay solvent. So again, many of these companies, I want to cover as many of these companies as I can because we can see that during a bear market, all of these companies are under pressure. And then it kind of ends up like a domino effect where you have this company and then it affects another company and it affects another company. UST, when Terra collapsed, it affected all of these crypto businesses and venture capital firms, and all of them took massive losses on this, and then it just goes down like a bunch of dominoes. So I expect that there's going to be more of these bailouts coming for a lot of these firms. Hopefully we'll see one for Celsius as well. Next, we're going to talk about some great news. Binance US drops spot Bitcoin trading fees, okay? I knew this is only going to be a matter of time, just like with brokerage accounts, like things like Robinhood and TD Ameritrade. They don't have a commission trading fee. So it was only going to be a matter of time until crypto eventually got to that point. Binance is the very first of these firms to drop this trading fees. So now you can buy and sell Bitcoin specifically with no trading fee, which is excellent news, especially for the retail crowd. The only problem I see, and the biggest problem I've had with Binance US, is that their Bitcoin withdrawal fees are much higher than I would like them to be. That's the only thing I should say that you should watch out for with these Bitcoin withdrawal fees, are actually much higher than in a lot of places like FTX and Crypto.com and Coinbase Pro. So that's something to watch out for. But this is a good step in the right direction. I'd like to see these other exchanges come out like Coinbase and say, well, we're going to also drop our spot Bitcoin trading fees as well and drop those down to zero. That'd be fantastic. All right, next we have Crypto.com scores approval from Singapore finance regulators. Now, this is big news for Crypto.com. So what it means for them is they will be allowed to provide a range of payment services in the country. They are based in Singapore, and Singapore has some very strict requirements and regulations for doing business in Singapore. And now they've gotten the okay from these financial regulators to offer some more diverse financial products. And that's good. If you're bullish on Crypto.com and the Crow coin, this is fantastic news for you. Okay. All right, well, that's all I've got for you today, guys. Have a nice day, and if you like this content, please like and subscribe and follow me. I would really appreciate it. If you have some comments, please let me know what you'd like to see. If there's a coin you want me to cover, some specific news, I would be more than happy to. This is Cody the Coin Raptor, signing out.